For Pacifica Radio, I'm Teresa Wierzbianska. Recent statements by President-elect Trump blamed the Los Angeles fires on Governor Gavin Newsom and state water policy. State officials and environmental advocates responded with outrage and laughter. But conservation leader Barbara Berrigan-Parilla of Restore the Delta says there is a more ominous agenda lurking behind the falsehood, as Bic Bedoyan reports from Fresno.
False claims about the Los Angeles fire by incoming President Trump spread widely on right-wing media and were either laughed off or met with indignation. But Barbara Berrigan-Parilla says there is more behind the lie and that it's a troubling sign for the future. She told KPFA News that, in fact, the city's reservoirs were at average levels or full from the state-delivered water. The problem, she pointed out, was local.
There was a problem in Los Angeles where in Pacific Palisades, a local reservoir that is used for holding drinking water and that has a helicopter pad was offline. But it wasn't offline because of state mismanagement. If anything, you could argue it was offline because of proper management, because it had some problems that impacted drinking water and it was under repair.
Berrigan-Parilla said that while Restore the Delta and other environmental advocates have serious disagreements with a lot of state water policies, such as how water is managed in California and for what uses, she insists Governor Newsom was not to blame for any water problems that did occur during the fire. The real problem with California, she asserts, lies elsewhere.
Here's the problem. They lied for years about the Delta smelt destroying California water policy. And that's because it was something for, truthfully, right-wing forces to latch onto that was anti-environmental and blame complex problems on environmental needs or a movement. Any farmer in the San Joaquin Valley knew that it was much more complex and that the Delta smelt really wasn't the problem. The problem is how much water was available. They do understand climate change.
Beyond the flurry of Trump's disinformation, Barbara Berrigan-Parilla says there is a more sinister motivation that has real-world implications for water policy and environmental health in the state.
Do I think there's going to be potentially damage from the big lie? Yes. It is a tactic of authoritarian regimes to repeat the big lie enough times that people come to believe it. And it puts people who are weaker and with fewer resources constantly on the defense to get the truth out there.
Getting the truth out there is challenging given the social media environment in current times. Vic Bedoyan reporting for KPFA News and KFCF Radio.
Israel's war cabinet and government are convening to vote on a highly anticipated Gaza ceasefire agreement. Far-right Israeli cabinet ministers, finance minister Bezalel Smotrich and security minister Itamar Ben-Gvir have voiced strong opposition to the deal, with Ben-Gvir threatening to resign if it is approved. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office released a statement early Friday local time confirming that Israel's negotiation team has finalized agreements on a ceasefire and a hostage deal with Hamas. Families of the hostages held by the militant group have also been briefed on the details. Meanwhile, Palestinians continue to endure deadly attacks across Gaza. Since the truce was announced on Wednesday, more than 113 Palestinians have been killed, including at least 28 children. This includes Sami Abu Tuhun, a displaced child living in Al-Nuseirat camp.
I only wish to return to Gaza City for one reason. I wish to see my father again. Since our displacement, I lost something essential in my life, the presence of a father. When my mother asked me to go pray, I refused, because I wanted to pray with my father. We hope the war will end next Sunday, as they say in the meetings.
The ceasefire is expected to start Sunday. President Joe Biden is commuting the sentences of almost 2,500 people convicted of nonviolent drug offenses. Friday's clemency actions give Biden the presidential record for most individual pardons and commutations issued. The Democrat says he's seeking to undo, quote, disproportionately long sentences compared to the sentences they would receive today. Biden also says he'll use the time before President-elect Donald Trump is inaugurated on Monday to, quote, continue to review additional commutations and pardons. That could potentially include preemptive pardons for officials and allies who the White House fears could be unjustly targeted by Trump's Republican administration. Advocates cheer the prisoners' clemencies, saying Biden is leaving a, quote, lasting legacy on criminal justice reform. I'm Teresa Wierzbianska for Pacifica Radio.